Hello, everyone. Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. I've been away for a while, and I'm not going to get into the reasons for that. Some of you that know why, and forgive me for not doing any updates on Katsumi here. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the face. Now, for those of you that are watching and doing the same thing I'm doing here, or trying to follow along with me, I'm going to give you the basics on what I do, but some of it will be done off camera. But I'm going to go in and just do everything. All the refining will be done off camera. So it's just the way I work, guys. I'm sorry. I'm right now. I'm not in the right headspace, but I thought I needed to do something. So we'll start a lot. I'm going to end up using oils on this also, but I'm going to start with the pastels, and that's what I lay down first. I'll lay down my pastels first, and then I'll come in with some oils. So I'm trying to, let's see. I'm going to start with a red iron oxide. This is the you see it right there, red iron oxide. There's a red iron oxide shade. Where is it? This is the magenta. I gotta get the shade. I did pull it out. Give me a second here. Let me reach back here and grab it. What did I do with it? Oh shit! What did I do with it? That's the magenta. That's the extra dark. I believe this is the red, the regular red. This is the extra dark. Now, what the hell did I do with my shade? That's burnt sienna. Let me leave that out. I might use that. I don't know what I did with my shade. It's around there somewhere. It's been pretty hectic here the last couple of days. So, all right, I'm going to start with the red iron oxide. So what I'm going to do is, and I realize it's early, so a lot of people aren't around, so you guys can watch this a little later. I don't know which one of these I want to do, so I'm going to do them both, and then I'll figure it out after I do that. So let's go with the body. I'm going to pull a little bit of this on, take some of it off, and I'm going to come into these little corners here. Just lay that in there. Basically use it as a shade. You don't want a lot of this because this stuff can get real, it can overpower everything. So I just want to lay a little bit in there. And then I'll lay other stuff over that shade. So but I don't want this to overpower everything. Just want that in the shadows there. I'll take my brush here and I'll start to blend it in. And I use excuse me, sorry for my big arm in the way there. I'll use some sponges, and these, just to tone everything down a little bit, just like that. I don't want it too harsh. I'll get in, I'll move those shadows around, take my brush, let's get rid of the excess. Just get in there and start moving it around. I haven't touched it. Well, the other day I came in here and I painted this right here, and it's still a work in progress, but I did the woodwork and oils, painted that, the mats. I got to paint this, do all that, and to seal it. I just haven't been in the painting mood, I was down there listening. I don't know if you could hear that. My daughter. Get that back up there. That's my daughter. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, it's soothing, man. What's been going on around here lately? I've been listening to music a lot. You see, I don't know, the light kind of blurring it out, but I'm just laying down a small shadow, not a lot. You don't have to worry about that because the hair covers that. So I'm not worried about that. But I did make a boo-boo earlier. I was sitting here in my thoughts and I broke her samurai sword. But it can be fixed. As you see, I'm just laying wherever I want that shadow at. And again, I augment all of this with oil. Some things are just great at. I love it. And some of you can just get away with just using this. But I like to use other colors. Okay, there's that shadow. Now I need to get in here. Like right around underneath here, the skirt there. See, I haven't been paying much attention lately. So I'm going to need to, before I paint anything, before I paint this, see right in here, there's a little bit there. I'll need to sand this down just a skosh. Right in here. Just like that. Right up underneath here. But that's okay. That's no big, because it's going to be painted black. This will be painted black. And then, so let me get in here and add some of this in here, like so. Just a little bit of the shadow, not a lot. Get that right in there, right up underneath, and then right in here. And I'll show you the boo-boo I did on the sword, but like I said, it can be fixed. I'll show you. I'm using that to tint what I'm doing. I'll go back in with an airbrush in there. Now here's what I was talking about. I had sealed this. If you get this, be careful. I had sealed this, and I had this clip over it. I didn't take into account that the lacquer, once it dried, would be sticky when I went to pull it off. But that's okay, because look, this, that hand sits in there. Let me get it here, you'll be able to see. That hand sits there. In here, this one goes in here, and then I can glue them together. Because once it's glued, it'll be fine. It goes right in there, just like that. So I'll put a little glue. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. Let me know what it's going to be. Sorry about that. When I had this and I went to go, I sealed it and it was sitting. I used one of these clips to hold it. And it had been sitting for a few days because of, I just didn't have time. Anyway, it had been sitting for a few days. So I went to go pull this off, and when I pulled it off, whatever lacquer I had sprayed got onto the, here it stuck and it snapped it right now. But the good thing is it's a clean break. It didn't break in more than one place. So when I put her here, and I put the hands in rather, like this, and then this one goes right in here. When I get ready to glue those down, You just got to make sure that when I glue it, I glue those so it's a clean break. It fits together. So once it's I put a little glue on there, put it together, you'll never know it was broken. So, but if you got this, be very careful because that samurai sword is very delicate. So you got to be very careful, and don't let that. Try not to get any on that sword at that moment, because if you got a clip or something on there, it will, and you let it dry, it'll snap it, and that's what happened with me. So okay, I'm adding some of this in here for a shadow. That's just the first shadow. I'll add more to it later. I'm not too concerned about it at the moment, but I just want, since I got it out, I might as well use it. So we do that. Take this here, and then I'll take my little brush. And again, it looks harsh, but I'm going to go over this with an airbrush. So right now I'm just laying down a foundation on this. So, and when you thin your paint and you go to lay it down over it, you don't see it. All right. I should have put a puppy pad down and I didn't. So let me move those off to the side. Let me get to her face. Now, again, I don't know which one I want to go with. I'm leaning towards this one. I like the way this looks on her. She looks more traditional. This to me at least, looks more of a, like a geisha-ish type of thing. I like this though, but I like the simpleness of that. So I'm going to paint them both, and then I'll make up my mind when I'm ready to. I don't think I'll glue it down. I'll just keep two of them off to the side. See if I can stick a magnet in here and then one in there so I can magnetize it. But we'll see. We'll see. So let me take some of this. We're going to get right up underneath that eye there, right over here, down her nose a little bit, and on the side of her head here, right down her cheek, right in here, and bring it down, just like that. Take my blender, and I'll start blending it out. Now, I didn't paint the irises just yet because I'm not in the frame of mind to paint eyeballs, but I'll get to that later. So I want to get most of that off. I don't like them too dark with that red in there. It's a personal preference. Everybody has their own. So I'm just getting in here, getting those shadows just a little bit, not a lot. I'm not answering that right now. I am busy. Oh, give me a second, guys. This is my daughter. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Kids wanted to know if I needed anything. So, all right, so I'm going to put some under her chin. Right here. Start working that highlight. Right here, behind the ear. You get inside the ear. Blender. Start to blend it down. So. A little bit of a shadow here. And then to come down, and then right in there. So just going to work it a little bit. Make sure I get all that in there. And like I said, I'll go over this with an airbrush just to blend everything down. But as you see, okay, that's the, I know the lights are harsh, guys. You know, I paint under real harsh lights, so I'll show you when I'm some photos of it in a little bit. So let me get to this side here. And right up under that eye. Right here. I'll come over here under the eye. Down her nose. And then I'll bring it right in here in those shadows. Just like that. Let me get inside her ear. Grab a little bit more, clean most of it off. And then I'll come back here. I'll come down a little bit here and there. There's a shadow here. There's one right there. Across the back of her neck. Come here. So, just like so. Get in that inner trach here. Thanks, Steve. So we'll go. Yeah, it's early, Steve. I didn't expect anybody to be around. I just wanted to record it, you know. But I needed something to do. I'm starting to, you know, after the funeral yesterday, it was just, you know, I got up this morning and, you know, just exhausted. But I thought, you know, I need to do something. I need to get moving. You know, I got some commissions coming up that I need to do. And, you know, I can't be sitting around, you know, moping. So I needed to get up and motivated. So, okay. Now I got her basic down. Yeah, I know, Steve. Yeah, I needed to. I just didn't have the motivation, bro. I just didn't have it. But I needed to get up and move. So, you know, got to get back in the swing of things. Can't keep Smaug down too long. My sister wouldn't have liked that. You know. All right. Now, I'm going to go in. Let me show you the color. This is the magenta shade. No. Red iron oxide, the extra dark. I need that first. Sorry about that. So I want to go and work my way up to the shade. So we got the red iron oxide, the extra dark. And now I'm going to put just a hint of it in here. I'm going to start to build up the color of that skin. Like down here. You notice I use my thumb to wipe. Just to blend it. Just like that. And I'll go in with a sponge, you know, like this here, just to smooth out areas that I don't like. But normally I'm just using my thumb, you know. Just using my thumb. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, it's been a rough couple of days. Yesterday was the hardest because yesterday was the funeral. So, but it was beautiful to see all the people come out, though. The place was packed. So she touched a lot of people. So okay, now I'm just laying in. There'll be another couple of colors in here. I'm going to end up using this I'll probably end up using some Payne's Gray. I'll probably end up using a little bit of umber right around the face and up underneath here. But for now, I'm just using this just to tint and just to get that vibe of that skin, you know. So use my finger, and then I come in with one of these, and then I'll just start to move it around. And I said, you can watch Jerry Freight over at Just Paint It. You know, he's been using these a little longer than me. As a matter of fact, this is where I got this technique from. I had seen people do it before. I just didn't. I wasn't sold on it until I saw Jerry using them, and now I'm sold on them. You can use this alone, or you can use it with other stuff. I use it in conjunction with the oils. For me, it works that way. You know, just because I do it that way doesn't mean it'll work with you. But I don't know if you can see. I'll take a picture when this is done. Yes, that's true, my brother. That's true. You know, that's true. It just hit hard, bro. Just hit hard. It's very painful. And still is. It's going to be a wound that's not going to heal for a long time. But she wouldn't want us to. Knowing my sister, she, you know, it's like what she did with her service. She just wanted a simple service. And she didn't want people, you know, fussing over her. She'd want us to be happy. You know, just dance. That was her thing. Just go out and dance, you know. She loved to dance. So I had to reflect on a lot of things and brought a lot of things into context, but it is what it is. So now the skin tone is starting to blend in there. I'm starting to get the color I want. And like I said, I'm going to go in with a flesh tone, like a very light flesh tone, and I'll just start to blend it all in, you know. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just building up the, how do you put it? The translucidness of the skin. I want to see different, because if you look at your skin, there's different colors in there, you know. You have different colors in there. You can base her in a green and use green. You know, green and yellows, reds, blacks, not generally, but you know, browns, umbers, you know, stuff like that there. So, all right. So this now, let me get to the back. That's the front. I'll move it around to the back, and I'll start doing the same thing you saw me doing there. Like here in the creases, I'll add a little bit of that in there. Right in here where there's dips in her skin, right by her shoulder here, her shoulder blade, right up underneath there, and then right in here where this. She doesn't have a lot of detail back there, but the little she does have, you want to be able to do that. Yeah. Finger. Start to move it around. Now, I want to emphasize something, guys. This is not the best way to do it. Let me see if I can get this light to see it. This is not the best way to do this. It's not the only way to do it. It's the way we do it. The way I do it. There's 100 different ways to skin this cat. There'll be people out there that say, hey, you know, I mean, why do that when you can do this? Well, because I like the look of this. I like the way it looks to me. I like the tint that it gives a flesh tone. Again, I'm not worried about this right here. Because again, once you put that on here, it covers that. You don't see it. All I'm concerned about right now is laying down a nice little base. Come down here. I get in here. All I want to do is tint it. I don't want it to. I don't want that magenta to be real heavy in there. Because that's a shadow. So I want it as a shadow, but I want some flesh tone peeking through that shadow. The stockings will be painted, so. But, okay, that's enough for that. Because you don't need a lot of that in there. Get around to that. Take my brush or my sponge. I'll come in and tone that down. Again, I'll go in with an airbrush a little later, and I'll fix that. Now let's go to the face. Now here's where you got to be careful with this stuff, man, because it can get away from you. I don't want a lot of it. I just want a little bit of it. Like so. I'll come over here underneath that jawline, bring it up and down. Get behind that ear a little bit. Like here, right in that trach, right alongside the bottom here. And then up underneath her chin. A little bit here, a little bit there. And then right in here where that shadow is. Because she's looking down. So there's a shadow coming down, you know. So right here inside that deep recess of the eye and then up underneath. Now again, I'll go in with oils for those eyes. I prefer the oils. But it'll enhance. I want to get this color in there because it'll enhance. The oils will enhance what I'm doing here. Because I'll end up sealing all this before I put anything else over it. So all I want to do right now is I want to get my basic color in there. Because this will be airbrushed. I'll go in with the Sotar and I'll just, you know. Oh, that reminds me. I went to my sister passed on Thursday. And I wasn't going to go to Adepticon. I was just not feeling it, you know. But I went on Sunday. And I saw Ken. It was good to see him there. I saw Ken. Saw George, Coach, his boy, a bunch of other people. But I was just not. I was not fit to be around people. If you get me. But it was nice to get out. You know, it was nice to see. I was really happy to see Ken. You know? I haven't seen him actually. I mean, I've spoken to him, but I haven't seen him since the end of right around the pandemic. And I had just missed James. James and Kathy were there. I just missed them. I think they were still there, but I didn't know. Someone told me I just missed it. And it was good to know that Kathy was able to get out for a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to close this because I'm not going to use this. So I'm going to blend that in. Take this. I'll come down. There's that. Clean this brush off as best I can. And then I'm going to use, you know what? Let me use this brush here instead. Well, I'll use this one. Yeah, it was something I needed to do, Steve. I needed to get out, man. I needed to get out around people. You know, I was starting to, yeah, I just needed to get out. So now we got that shadow like here. It's dark there, behind there. Get behind your ear here. I don't want her to be all bright. I can't do this. I can't do this right now, buddy. I got a lot of friends calling me and I can't right now. So it's not that I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just at the moment right now. I need to do this and be alone with my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys can understand. So anyway, so that adds a little bit of flavor to that, to the face. We'll come over here with this one. Do the same thing like I get in here. Bring that out. I'll blend that down in a second. All I'm doing is building that shadow in there. I'll get to you in a minute, brother. Not right now. Get back here behind her ear, and then I'll bring it down her chin. Just like so. Right in that in her trach there. Underneath her chin. And then up her jawline. And then back again in that little corner there. And then down her neck. Up by those eyes, inside the crease there. Down her nose. And then I'll brush that all down. Just like that. Now again, I'm going over this with an airbrush. So, and just to build up, I'll come in with an airbrush from this way. Just to add that like that. I don't want to come in from here because the shadow's down here because the way she's looking down. So she's looking down like so. So I'll come in with the airbrush that way. That way my shadows are down here. Down. Green one. Just right here on the highlight. Just sure it's not too overpowering. Neck. Draw. Right underneath the draw, not on top. So what I'm doing with this, I'm taking some of it off. Back here. It leaves me with that shadow. Same thing. I got her. No, I didn't get her. This shit. Move this off to the side. Dark stuff now. I'll start up here. I'll get right in that crook there, right here, her collarbone. Just like that. Get right in there in that collarbone. I'll just move it. Just like that. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm digging this. I'm digging it. Come out in here, right under her, where her breast meets her rib cage. I don't want it overly dark there. I want it to look a little natural, but it's in shadow, so I got to remember that. So I'll lay that in there. I'll come around here to make sure I got that shadow coming all the way back. Brush it down. Bring this across. Like so. Same over here. Brush it down. Bring it across. I don't need any more on there. Whatever's left on from here, I'm pulling it up and across. Just like so. I want her skin to be light, but I also want her to look like she's in shadow. So hopefully I'm going to get the effect I'm looking for. And then with the oils, I'll be able to refine everything. So if you notice, whatever I put in here, whatever's on this brush from me doing that, I'm using it to tint little areas that are not. With the brush here, just smooth it all down. I sponge that. I'll smooth it all down. I want it to look feminine, but I also want it to look that she's a warrior. I want her to look the part. I don't want her overly feminized. If that makes any sense. Here, there's a lot of shadow on her, the way she's posed. I'm trying to keep a lot of shadow. I'm trying not to do what I normally do. I'm trying to keep it in shadow. I don't want her to look over sexualized. If that makes any sense. I just wanted her to look like she's had it rough. She's a warrior, and she just got done whooping some ass, and now she's out. She's cleaning her blade. So we got to get up underneath, right here on the bottom here, on her buttocks there, right there, and then you bring it up as a little shadow. And I'll go darker down here because that's in an extreme shadow. But right now I want to add a little bit here to make it look a little bit more translucent than it already is. And there's a shadow here. Whoop, I'm sorry. There's a shadow here. And there's one. Well, see, this I'm not too concerned about because that's going to be painted a different color. So that's a stocking that, I'm not really too concerned about. Because that'll have its own texture. That stocking. Do this here. Bring that down. Now I'm going to go, once I did this, I'm going to go just like that. I don't want any roughness there. All right, so there's that. So now what I'm doing is just going over what I've already done. Just cleaning it up a little bit. You've already seen me do that, so. And all I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit more flavor to that skin. That's all. All right, let me get underneath her chin. Like right there. Right here, right up underneath her nose, bottom of her nose. Right there in that chin. Gonna have to use, it's not sticking. So I'll probably end up using oils right here. Most likely because I'm gonna end up going over her face a little bit in oils. So, okay, now to show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to take a photo of it and then I'll post it here. You'll see where I'm at with her. I still got to get her hands. So just want to get a small photo of this so you know what I'm doing. Now, let me post this here so you guys can see it. And again, it's not gonna look completed because it's not. There's a lot of red in it, but I need to go over all of that. So we put here. Hold on. Just putting that there. Upload that, and then you'll be able to see where I'm at. I'm on. Okay, let me pull this so you guys can see it. Let me pull it so you can see it. So this is where she stands now. Right there. So that's where I'm at with her at the moment. Now, all of this in here, when I go in there, I'll highlight all of that with an airbrush. So I'm going to seal that right now. And then I'll touch it up a little bit with an airbrush. But first, I want to put one more dark color in there. In those deep recesses, I want to add a dark color in there. So let me stop showing you that. So now what I want to do is, excuse me, take that head off. I want to come in here and make sure that, yeah, see, that's all off. That's off. What I did with what you do with it is you end up tinting it. Hey, Josh. So now what I want to do, since I got that, I use Payne's Gray now. And that, I don't use a lot of it. See, I'm going to use that Payne's Gray right in here. In here. Again, like I said, I don't want to over-sexualize her. I don't want her bosoms popping all the way out and all this other. I just want it to look as natural as I can get it. And I get it in here. A little Payne's Gray in there. Then I'll start to move it around just a little bit. I just want a shadow in there. Just a small hint of a shadow. Same underneath here. Just a little hint of a shadow, like right in there. That Payne's Gray is perfect for that. Blends right in. It's got a little blue hue to it, like right there. Right there. Come in here. Just run that down a little bit. Up around that shoulder. Whatever's left on this, I'll bring it up around that shoulder. In here. Just like that. Take a little bit of this, like right up underneath where this necklace is, and I'll bring it across her collarbone. Just a little. Don't need a lot. Underneath the necklace. And up right here where this collarbone. Right here where there's a deep recess there where her shoulder is. And right in here. Just move it around. Just like so. I'll take a little bit more of this, and then right here in the armpit, coming out right there. That looks good. Again in here, because that's in shadow. I'll go in a little bit more. I'm going to go in with oils in there. So, all right, Josh, thanks for stopping in, brother. I'll come up here, the small of her back, add a shadow down in here, and then across. Up in here, there, and then there. That's where her shoulder is, right here. That's where her shoulder blade starts. It's coming up. There's an indentation there, and it comes down. So I'm trying to follow what the print is giving me. So we'll work that a little bit. Moving around. Take my sponge, makeup sponge. Let's move that all around. And there's her back. There's the front. Again, this is going to have a very thin coat of like a tan flesh, a pale pink rather. I don't want her. I want her as pale as I can get her without her looking cartoonish. If you know what I mean. I'll put a little bit of that here, and I'll bring it down up here on her thigh. Bring it around down here in her crotch area. I want that darker down by her butt cheek. Right here. Right down in there. I'll come up. I'll take the brush. I'm going to come in. Remember, I got to sand this, so I'm not worried about that right now. Just do this. And that's about all I'm going to do with the pan pastels. Is everything you've seen me do here. Let me get her face now. Let me work on this now. I'll take a little bit of this and just right in the corner here where that shadow is. Just like that. Now I got that nice shadow in there. Just like that. And I'll probably end up having to go back with this just to reestablish that shadow once I hit it with paint. But if I'm lucky, which happens sometimes, I get lucky, I'll be able to get it at the angle that I'm looking for without blowing up that shadow. But we'll see. I'm not going to bore you guys with me painting the eyeballs. You've seen me do that before. That's not something I'm going to do. So if you're looking for that, I got a couple of videos where we're doing the live where you see me doing the eyes. So if you want to see that, then that's where you can go back into our little archives there, and you can see it. So I'm not going to bore you with that here. And I'll be honest with you, man. I fought the urge not to film this, just to finish it, just to be left alone and just knock it out. But you know what? It's good to, sit and talk to people sometimes. And I'll tell you what, I really needed it this week. But I needed to be alone also. So there we go. The rest of this here will be all refined in oils. But that's just the basis of what I'm going to do. I got to go do her hands right now too, because once I start the oils, I want to have those hands on there. I don't want a lot of browns on her because she's, I don't want it to mess with that pale that I'm trying to go for. So that's why I'm using these colors. It could be right. It could be wrong. There could be other ways to do it. I don't care. This is the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way. I always tell people, hey, find yourself somebody that you can admire as far as a painter or painters. Somebody that's like if you're starting out, don't try to do everything you see people do, and all at the same time, because some of those guys have years behind them, and they know how to play with the medium that they're using. And you get in there, you think, oh man, that looks pretty cool. Let me try it. You do it, and then it discourages you because you can't get it. Just take your time, technique at a time. It'll all come together. So, like I said, I'm not going to, because I need to go in. I'll use where's my paint? This set right here, plus other sets, but I'll use this right here to go in. There's like the shadow brown, the light flesh tone, the basic flesh tone, sunny, faded flesh, and flesh shadow. This will be for my shadows. This will be when I want to highlight some more. These two right here. Well, first this one, because it's got more of a yellow tinge to it, and I want to be able to, and then this. And then, that's after the airbrush work, but that's what I'm going to do. That'll establish everything. But right now, that's about it. That's about done. So I'm going to do some oils. Matter of fact, if you want, let me close this. How many? We're at an hour. I can go a little longer. All right. Let me get these out of the way because I'm not going to be using these anymore. This one I will be using, so I'll clean it. These I won't be using anymore. I don't bother cleaning these because this is all I use them for. I brush them off on a paper towel or a puppy pad, but that's about it. All right. Now, I'm going to walk over to the other room real quick. I'm going to seal this real fast with my sealer, just so I can lock in those colors. And then I'm going to blend up some paint to go in and do what I got to do. I'll seal that. And then the oils. The oils will come in because the oils are going to tie everything together. So let me jump out for a second. I'm going to play you some music. Listen to the song. And I'll be right back. Hold on, let me get the music on. not going to bother with the hands. That'll be the last thing I do. So I'm going to add some color to it as far as picking it. So what I need to do now, I need to decide. So I'm going to add. I picked up some more. So I dark one flesh with static with black. I have a nice shoulder. Somebody would stand on it. There's a bit of red here. Dark. I got really decide this is what I'm going to do. I got I ordered these are the controller and the window. There's a big break there, and that's what I have with the kid. I want to use that. There's a South Lawn section there. I'm going to start with this. Yes, it's I like this. There's an olive flesh, that's what I base it. It's olive flesh with a little bit of pale picture. I might just do that. I might do something like this. This one. Yeah. So I had to redo I put a new housing combo in it. And I shot. I had to change it to this years. This year, this year. I did it. I got this year. It is not good. This thing, so guys are looking for a stock. I know he's in a move. They're moving right now to another location. Tell me what it was, but I'm not gonna say that until he said it. It's in the area. It's still in this kind of area. Um, but there's a. I'm gonna get this. If you're looking for you need airbrushes. You need anything like an airbrush, a natural airbrush, you need any compressors, you need any dino rays, whatever you need. Okay, USA airbrush is type in type this in at checkout. Save and save 10% off of your order. Type this in, type in the code Red Dragon at checkout. I type save 10% off your total order. That's on airbrush, it's iOS, and it's houses. You can't use that code when they're having a sale. If it's on the sale. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of this olive oil, just to coat it. Yeah, that's all. Put that down. dinner. I don't know how much I did it. I just put my eyeballs out. I always, that's the one thing I tell people. If you're trying to do it, you try to once for the one percent. I like my fish nice and thin. So now, see what I got there? It's not so much of a pale pink. It's very frozen, very thick. See that? Very thick. That's what I'm going to use. So before I do anything, I teach this to a lot of people. I have to tell them practice. It's airbrush. It's airbrush. With water, with glasses, with my thick cigarette set. See the dark here, skin, and it's a muscle memory. Don't take long to do it. I don't know how to do that here. Oh, yeah. After all that water out, just water. Give it some this, just let it there. Steam going. And yeah, like I said, hot, nice. So air pressure, got it about 20. There, chin, down, there, right about there. Good. Ah, face, there, a little bit, you know, a little bit too bad. Come in on the angle again. High point, chin, a little bit cheek, the jawline, head, there, pressure, there, there, breast, there, very thin tip. shoulder, this point, there, down, down, there, the shoulder, there, 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 you see it, get it, high point there, that shoulder, right back to the next there, the shoulder, high point right there, get better than that, down, get it down, there he was going out. So it's under there, just a little highlight, up there, down, down this in. It's a very thin thing. So be careful, I don't shoot this out too fast. Real hot here today. That, there, I will have to look at corner, so I'm not sure the other shadows like that. Yep, that. Alright, there's the blood sign. Again, I broke the sword, but I will fix that. So, get some color in. I'll do this later, because there's a little detail like right here. She's got a little red stone. Oops, sorry. Right here. My mic sounds like caca, huh? Let me make sure that I got it. I'm sorry. I don't know if I got that ready. Okay. Yeah, it's the way I got it sitting off to the side there, Jerry. Is that better? I don't have it in front of me like I normally do. Normally it's right about here. Um, it's off to the side of it. Okay, let me see if I can move it. How about now, Jerry? Is that better? Is that better? Oh, oh, oh. No, it still sounds like caca. How about now? Still sounding like poop? Yeah. Let me see the next one out with my okay, audio. This is a win. Blah, 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 blah. This is your huh. You weren't here when I said it. I ended up breaking. I broke the samurai. So this is it. It's just, I had shot this in the air. It is because I had not touched it. Thursday, I can understand it today. I'm sorry, so I thought, I mean, it looks like it's working. I got a piece like it's fine. If I see just my eye was kind of, it makes it stable. I can check my router. I don't, so it is that. All right, let me take another. Is that better? Is it better? Hello? I just refreshed it, so I don't know if it'll be better or not. Let me know if it's better, Steve. All right. I'm going to take a drop of this pink, just a little bit. 1, 2. Just 2 drops. That's all I want. Take 2 drops of that pink. Mix that into this. Yeah, it gives me a little bit better glow. I'll put a little bit of... Yeah, you know, it looks like I am. Let me check my my internet. I wonder if my son's on it upstairs. I know people are probably on the internet upstairs. Okay, you can hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, I added just a slight bit of pink to this. Just a little bit. She looked a little bit too ghastly, man. So I needed to pink her up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. It's got a little glow to it. I didn't want her too light skinned. She looked like a ghost. Now, if I was doing a geisha, that would have been different. Yeah, that's much better. It's got a nice little red glow to it, a little pink glow to it. And then I'll come in with some of that white or that just a regular. Much better. Much better. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Much better. Much, much better. Yeah, that's much better. Yep. That's why we tell you guys, when you're doing this kind of stuff, don't get discouraged if it looks like doo-doo at first blush. Don't get discouraged. As you can you go. There'll be one final with the oils on the skin. So, and the oils for me is what will give me the rest of the shadows I'm looking for. You notice I'm not concerned about overspray on the hair either, because I got to touch that up anyway. So there's the head. Thanks, brother. It's good. It's good, man. I needed some time away, man. You know, I needed some time away, Jerry. But I'm glad. But I also need to. This is what Sue's the savage beast for me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get my monkey ass back in here. So now I'm just going to add a light pink hue, like here, right on the high spots, because these stockings are going to be sheer. But I have a little bit of skin tone peeking through them. Like right there. Right around her calf muscle, right here. Right here. Right around the thigh, especially the thigh where it's pulled tight. Like right there. Right up underneath here. Like so. Right across here. Right there. I want those sheer, man. So I'm going to go very light and I'm going to do it right now. So, all right. Let me put that little pink on the hands here. And on the top of her hands. Like right there. Fingers. I'll come around, come up underneath. It's like so. Go back to this one. I broke the damn samurai sword, but I could fix it. Again, I'll mention it again. You see it in two parts. I shot this with a clear Wednesday, I think it was. And then I had to take off because I got some bad news. And I forgot to take the clip off. So once I took the clip off, when I went to take the clip off this morning, I could see it stuck to it. And when I went like this here to pull, where's the clip? This thing. When I went to pull this off, like this, it stuck. And it snapped it in half. But lucky for me, it was a clean break. So let me clean my airbrush out real fast. Whoop. So I'm going to get some cleaner in here. Flush out my airbrush. And then hit this with a... and I won't do it on live, guys. I'm going to... once I clean this off, I'm going to show you, take a picture of it, show you what she looks like now. And then I'll go in with the oils. Maybe later on tonight. So what I'm doing now is I'm just using some Jesus juice right now to clear out my airbrush. Make sure the bowl's clean. I use an old brush. Make sure the brush is clean. I got a garbage can next to me on the side here. So you don't need to see all that. Just know that I am cleaning out my airbrush. I'll do a little back flush. What did I do with that paper towel? Did I drop it? Yeah, you dumbass, you dropped it. Okay. Take that. Little back flush. Just to make sure I clean out that needle or that nozzle. Yeah, I did a deep dive on this one the other. All I really did was I painted the base just to get the base tones down, the woodwork. The wood's dry. It was dry the next day. Actually, it was dry that night. I could have sealed it that night and I didn't. So that's what I'm going to concentrate. Once I pull out the oils, I'm going to concentrate on all that later. But for now, we're at about an hour and a half. I think you've had enough of me running my mouth. This weekend, we're going to be doing this Saturday. We're going to jump back into our Laga the Bus series. I'll show you where I'm at with her in a moment. Of course, our hangouts on Friday. My son's here from California, so I want to spend some time with him before he leaves. So, all right. Got this cleared out. Let me move everything out of the way and I'll show you where I'm at with him. Now, again, I'm going to go over a lot of what you see here. I'm going to end up using, where did I put them? You know, I am one blind SOB, man. I have stuff, I lay it out, and then I put it down. I don't know what I do right now. And lately, I've been kind of scatterbrained, so they're there. I'm going to use some oils, and I'm going to go over all this with oils, but I won't do it live. I want to thank you guys for those of you that watched. Some of you that will watch this later, it's basically, that's why I did it, so you guys can pick it up, watch it later. I didn't expect anybody to be around this early, but thank you guys that did watch it. We'll catch you guys later, man. I'll see you guys, in the Hangouts Friday, 7:30 Central p.m. for the Hangouts. 3 p.m. will be the right here on Red Dragon Model Works. We'll start to finish her Lagatha, and we'll start on her cloak here, the wolf pelt. We should be able to get this, the wolf pelt, all that. I want to do this in one separate video. One separate thing to do her base, because that'll be done with oils. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, all of you out there, for the kind words. My brothers in the Stein Ring Syndicate, all you guys in the Bush Class Project and the Way of the Dragon, thank you. We'll see you guys soon, man. You guys have a good one. Thank you for watching.